Today I'm taking a look at Cozy Quilts by Tara Lynn Darr. Hi, I'm Kim Jamison Hurst, and today I'm taking a look at this book that combines wool applique with a cotton background. So a little bit different than what we usually see with wool applique. So I was interested to see her technique and the projects she's including in this book. So most of the projects in this book are smaller ones, and they are quite traditional looking, really, I would say. What's not traditional is how she is putting these together. So she shows you how to do wool applique, either using freezer paper or using fusible web. So you've got a choice there of how you want to do it. If you're not familiar with this technique at all, you've got that information to help you out right at the front of the book. And the thing that she's doing in this book that I thought was really interesting is that rather than having blocks that might typically be pieced, they are actually put onto, fused onto in some cases, or stitched onto the background, which is cotton. So the wool appliques are stitched onto it to create what looks like a pieced block for a lot of the projects. And I've never seen anybody do this before, so I was really interested in her technique. So she'll take her background fabric, a lot of times it's black, and she's actually going to mark it with guidelines so you'll know where to put the different pieces of wool. So for example, she's creating basically blocks and you're going to put your pieces in there. So as you can see in this particular project here, you've got these blocks and you can mark the background as much or as little as you want to help you with that placement. And then you're going to either fuse them down, or if you're using the freezer paper technique, you're going to be stitching them down by hand. And it's creating what essentially looks like a pieced quilt. So I thought that was really interesting. As I say, I hadn't seen anybody doing this before. So she has different projects. As you can see, Salem is very interested in this particular one. This one's this and that. So here we're layering up different wool appliques and doing some hand stitching on them. You're still finishing these edges with hand stitching, but you could definitely do them with machine stitching as well. Now this one here is called Petals on Parade. And again, you can see how these would be like blocks, if you will. And then she's put the different little petals in there to create this design. So really cute. Again, these aren't huge projects. Typically aren't when you're doing wool applique, but they're very traditional looking, but very sweet. This one's called Star Play. Again, we've got the star. So usually you would think that these are pieced together, but in this case, they are actually applique that she's put down. So kind of fun because, you know, you don't have to worry about all your pieces coming together quite right. You can kind of make sure they get in there when you're doing them with applique. It's a little easier, I think. And here's some Dresdens too, delightful Dresdens. I like the ghost quilting where she's mimicking the Dresden in the background here as well. And you can see these aren't very big because here's your templates. They're at full size. So they're not very big, these projects in the book. So lots of information in this book on how to do wool applique, lots of ideas. I'm looking at these and thinking, what other kind of piece blocks do I know of that I could be using a wool applique piece instead? It might make it a little easier for me because I like to do applique. So if you like to do applique, and if you like to do wool applique, I recommend you take a look at Cozy Quilts, a charming blend of wool applique and cotton patchwork by Tara Lynn Darr. And if you look in the description below, you'll find a link to this book so you can see more information about it and maybe even get your own copy. And by the way, do you do wool applique? Have you done it in the past? And if so, what method do you use to do wool applique? Leave a comment below because I'd like to hear how you do this particular technique. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps to get it in front of viewers like you. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I release a new video. And before you go, check out these other videos I've included just for you. For more helpful quilting information, please go to my website at www.chatterboxquilts.com.